Hi guys, welcome back to another unboxing video where today we're going to be checking out 3 more Mini GT models. If you do want to check out any more unboxing videos from me and on Mini GT models or any other brands, then make sure to check out the playlist which will be pinned in the description, and there's plenty more playlists of different brands on the channel as well. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the first model, which is this Porsche 911 GT3 RS in black with pyro accents. Now, as you can see, this is number 681 in the series, and I was super excited to check it out, as I have seen the GT3 RS from Mini GT before, but I haven't actually got one in my personal collection, so I was super excited to check this out. And this model definitely didn't disappoint. As you can see straight off the get-go, that Porsche badge nice and detailed at the front of the car, and the pyro red accents again look very cool. The red contrasts the black super well, and it's so vibrant the camera doesn't quite do it justice. The wheels are really nicely detailed, and in fact, because these models are a screw base as well, you could fit some brake discs behind them, as they have got that really nice open spoke which would suit a brake caliper. You can see the black paint job again really nicely applied, and the good thing was there was no fingerprints or anything on the actual model when I did unbox it, which does show that the model was handled with care beforehand. You can see the detail on the rear of the model with that nice thin tail light, very nicely done, and obviously the bug eye tail light at the front, or the bug eye style tail light should I say, again very nicely detailed, really nicely proportioned. You can see when I flip the model what I mean about the gap for the brake discs, but you can also see that I did have a little tiny issue with the front tyre not being on the front wheel, which wasn't an issue. As you did see, I just pushed it back on and it is back to perfect. But you can also see this model does have the Porsche logo on the back as well, really nicely done in the proper Porsche writing. Same for the GT3 RS logo, very nicely detailed on the rear of the model in the red. You can see the roll cage through the rear window, and the spoiler is really nicely proportioned as well. In my opinion, the grills could be a little bit more detailed, but the rest of the model does make up for that. Like the box said, this model is also right hand drive, so that does lead me to believe there is a left hand drive version out there as well. So if you do get that one, please do let me know, as it'd be quite cool to see pictures of it. You can tag me in any pictures on Instagram at the Ultimate Diecast Garage. But let me know what you think of this model. What do you think of the Porsche GT3 RS from Mini GT? Is it a yes, will you be getting it, or is it a no, will you be finding one from a different brand? Which now brings us nicely onto the second model, which is this BMW M Hybrid V8 GTP from the 2023 IMSA 24 Hours of Daytona. Now, the IMSA range does cost a little bit more than the regular range from Mini GT, just bearing on the license itself. These ones do usually cost around £15 to £19, maybe a little bit more depending on what part of the world you are in. But nonetheless, I do honestly believe that is completely worth it for these models, as the detail and the intricacy is absolutely phenomenal. Just like the F1 cars, these cars have absolutely incredible body lines, and you can see they've got the open wheel arches there which look very cool. The decals are so minuscule but are super easy to read. You can see the Michelin tyre writing, very easy to read and super clean. The wheels spin perfectly, which you do expect from Mini GT. Obviously the base doesn't have much detail at all, but the rest of the model, like I say, the body lines and the intricacy is phenomenal. The little carbon accents on the model, which you will see up close, are absolutely fantastic and look super realistic, alongside, like I say, all the small little decals which you can read when you do look up close. Now, the rear of the model doesn't have too much detail, but then again, like I say, the intricacy of the body lines doesn't actually leave too much to actually detail, as it is very thin. But with these parts being really thin, this model is super sturdy and feels really premium in my hand. It feels more of like a 30-40 pound model, and that just goes to show, like I say, the quality of Mini GT just keeps getting better and better the more cars they do release. The colours, as you can see, really do pop on this car, and the carbon accents, like I mentioned, are really well detailed. nice and subtly done, but again, nice and realistic when you do look up close. And the actual realism in the design, the paint application, and the decals is very, very well done. I will go back to the intricacy in the body lines. Again, absolutely fantastic that they can get this level of detail on a 164 car. Let me know down below what you think. That now brings us on to the final model of the video, which is this Group A 1990 Macau Gia race winner. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but it's the Nissan GTR R32 in the Castrol livery. This model is number 592 out of the series, so a little bit before the other two models I have reviewed, but nonetheless this one is still definitely improvement on other models in the past. Not saying that models were bad in the past from Mini GT by any stretch of the imagination, but like I say, the models just keep getting better and better. Now, you can see the front wheel was a little bit stuck there, but all it took was me to move the other wheel on the other side, and it was unstuck and they both moved completely free. And the cool thing about this livery is that it is two sides and two different colorways. As you can see, it's got the green on one side and the red on the other, with it having the red center caps for the axles on one side and a green blue color on the other side, which I think is quite cool, as you can see there. But the actual model itself is, like I say, really, really well done. Really good detail on the headlights. I do think they could be a little bit better proportioned or a little bit better shaped, but the grille is quite nicely proportioned. Maybe it could be a little bit longer. Like I say, the headlights could be a little bit differently proportioned. The tail lights on the rear of the model are really nicely done though, on the other hand. Nicely proportioned, and the rear of the model looks really, really well done. As you can see, it does have the heated rear window, the Nissan logo at the top, and you can see through at the cage as well. The decals, just like the BMW M Hybrid, you can see the decals are really nicely placed and are super easy to read. And the colour does really pop from the green to the red. Really nicely done, and like I say, looks super realistic as well. Now, I do have a few little issues with this model which could be improved on, which is the proportion of the headlights, like I say, and the grille, which do go hand in hand. You can see also the decal for the Nissan logo just above the rear lights is slightly at an angle, which isn't too big of an issue, but when you are looking really close at the model, you can definitely notice it. But other than that, this model is really well done, and I do really like the R32s from Mini GT. As you can see, it does have the two caps at the rear of the model as well, and it does have a nicely detailed grille just tucked away in the front bumper. Here you can see it compared with the other two models. Let me know how it stands up for you and which one is your favourite from the video. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, if you do want to see any more Mini GT videos, make sure to check out the playlist linked in the description. And if you do want to see any more different brands of 164 models, make sure to check out the channel, as I do a whole array of 164 brands.